Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of my What If series, the show where I take situations of the hypothetical and try to imagine what they'd be like. So, what am I going to be doing that with in this episode? Well, yes, South Park on VHS. So this is a double-edged sword to imagine. First, we'd need to imagine if VHS had continued past its original expiration date in 2006 or 2005, and specifically, what if South Park VHS tapes were continuing to be released up until now? We'll go season by season, but we'll take them in chunks at a time. So we'll need to go over a history lesson of South Park's VHS. So because all the options need to be taken into account. So let's start at the beginning, shall we? With season 1. Now, there were 13 episodes in season 1, and they were being put out on VHS in 1998. Now, your options in reality, because this was a real thing, for season 1 were to collect it either as 3 smaller sets containing containing 3 tapes apiece, meaning 6 tapes with all 13 episodes on them, or to collect them as 7 individual tapes, with the 13th episode getting its own tape, the first 6 volumes having 2 episodes apiece on them. Of course, there was a complete Series 1 VHS set, and for the sake of having less tapes in your collection, that's a 3 tape set. So yeah, there you go. So your options for season 1 were to either have it as 3 tapes in the complete season 1 set, or you could have it as 6 tapes across 2 smaller box sets, or 7 or 7 individual tapes. That would have been entirely your choice. Okay, so here we go. Season 2 originally was put out on VHS in 1999. And there were 18 episodes. So that meant 9 individual tapes were released over the course of the year, with 2 episodes apiece on them. And you could either collect those in 3 smaller sets of 3 tapes apiece, meaning you'd have 15 tapes in your collection if you got the 2 smaller sets for season 1, or you'd have 16 tapes in your collection if you got season 1 on these 7 individual volumes I mentioned prior. And why was season 1 7 tapes individually? The last episode got its own tape for some reason, instead of just adding it to the end of volume 6 individually, which would have been more sensible to do. But no, they wanted to make more money, so So And of course there was a complete Series 2 VHS set released, and for the sake of having less tapes, there was 4 tapes in that set, with half of them having 4 episodes and half having 5. So that would have been 7 tapes across the 2 seasons there. So to recap your season 2 options, you could either do 7 tapes across 2 seasons, so across 2 box sets, 15 tapes across 3 box sets, or 16 individually collected tapes. Yeah, so Season 3 was released straight up as a complete season set in 2000, 4 tapes, with 3 of the tapes having 4 episodes each and 1 having 5. There were 17 episodes in Season 3. The original release was an 18 certificate. I should point that out. Now, so yeah, that would have meant if you'd had the season 1 and 2 complete sets, you would have 11 tapes with 48 episodes across them all. If they'd done them as individual tapes, there would have been 9 of them, like Series 2. And as individual tapes, that would have meant 23 tapes. No, it wouldn't. 25. That would have meant 25 tapes. And this is where the smaller collection sets would have to stop being made, unless you split them right down the middle and give them 2 tapes each, and just repeat what the complete season set did. So no need for this smaller tape, for the smaller sets here. So hypothetically, your options for season 3 would either to have would have been to have had either 11 tapes across 3 complete season sets, or 25 individually collected tapes. What would you have chosen? Okay. Season 4 came out in 2001 as a complete season set on VHS, and 4 tapes for all 17 episodes. And if you'd had the season 1 to 3 complete sets already, that would be 15 tapes for all 4 seasons. That's where they originally stopped releasing the home releases for 6 years. So this is where our first imaginary scenario is about to come in. But before that, if there were any individual tapes for season 4, there would have been 9. Yeah, there would have been 9 of them again. With the season finale getting its own tape. So that would have left the collectors with 34 individual tapes in their collection. No smaller sets to speak of, because those would just be trimmed down repeat versions of the complete season set, and how that was structured. So the only bit of hypothetical there would be the individual tapes adding up to 34, because in reality you would have just had 15 tapes across the 4 season sets. Now, this is where it all gets hypothetical, guys, because there was no Series 5 set in 2002. But if there was, all 14 episodes of that season would be on 3 tapes, meaning yeah, you're following. Meaning that you would have 18 tapes in your collection at that point if you collected all 5 seasons as the complete season sets. Individual volumes, well, that's easy. There would have been 7 of them with 2 episodes apiece. And that would have meant 32 tapes. Okay, and the smaller set would have just been season 5 complete again, so no smaller set to speak of. So if season 6 had been released to home media in 2003 over here in the UK, it would have been a complete season set right out of the gate, all 17 episodes on 4 tapes, meaning a collection of 22 tapes. And if there were any individual volumes released, then there would have been 9 tapes again for all 17 episodes. Meaning a total across all 6 seasons collected individually on individual tapes, that would have been 43 tapes. Yeah, so if season 7 had made it onto home media by 2004 over here, then the complete VHS set for that, for all 15 episodes, would have been 3 tapes with 5 episodes apiece. Meaning that hypothetically, across all 7 seasons, that would have been 25 tapes. As individual volumes, well, that would have been 8 tapes. 1 carried over onto its own tape again. And that would have meant a total of 51 tapes. So if season 8 had been released on physical media over here in 2005, it would have got one of those nice sets with 3 discs containing all 14 episodes. meaning you would have had 8 seasons of the show at this point on 28 tapes. If collected individually at that point, if they were still doing that, there would have been 7 tapes of 2 episodes apiece. Meaning a total on your shelves of 58 tapes. Yeah, a bit much, wouldn't you say? Now, 2006 is when DVD is when DVD took over completely on the market. But what if it hadn't? And in 2006, VHS stayed strong, and they released South Park's 9th season onto home media on VHS and DVD. But we're looking over the VHS. It would have been all 14 episodes on 3 tapes, done in the same format as season 8 before it. 2 tapes of 5 episodes and 1 of 4. But that would have meant 31 tapes. No, it wouldn't. It would have meant 31 tapes across seasons 1 to 8. That would have meant 34 tapes. 34 tapes. And individual volumes. Again, there would have been 7 tapes of 2 episodes apiece. Meaning a total on your shelves in individual tapes over here, if you collected them all individually up to that point. Yes, that would have meant 65 tapes. Okay. So yeah, that would have meant we got season 10 in 2007. In this case, 3 tapes containing all 14 episodes. That's 2 of 5 episodes and 1 of 4. And that would have meant having all 10 seasons in this hypothetical situation on 37 tapes. Was collected individually, there would be 7 tapes with 2 episodes apiece, meaning an individual tape collection total at that point of 72 tapes. So, yeah. And this is now totally guesswork and hypothetical. For VHS continuing and South Park continuing to release on the format, season 11 would have had a 2008 release on VHS, 3 tapes containing all 14 uncensored episodes for the first time. And that would have been the same format as the previous seasons that came before it. 2 tapes of 5 episodes each and 1 of 4. But you would have had 11 seasons at that point on 41 tapes. If collected individually, that would be 7 tapes with 2 episodes apiece, and 79 tapes overall. Okay. And guys, we're going to end this episode here, because I'm going to break it into parts. In part 2, we'll cover what it would have been like on VHS for seasons 12 to 16. So I look forward to seeing you then. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have us a magical time.